Hello, today I'd like to share with you how to make these cute little Easter baskets. They are made with the Easter basket stamp set and die bundle, and I'll show you exactly what you need. In this video, I am assuming you already know how to stamp and die cut. So let me pull out the dies that you'll need. They are the Easter basket, which I love this little die. It's already got little cut marks and a little scalloped handle. You need the cardstock ribbon, which this is a die cut. You've got narrow little pieces that will be like your ribbon to weave in and out of the basket. You'll have grass, and we'll need 2 of those. So there's the grass. And I die cut mine in Granny Apple Green. This is the Easter basket, and I die cut this one to show you in Pretty in Pink. And the little strips of cardstock that we're going to use to weave as our ribbon are in Highland Heather. So as you can see, there are lots of little strips of ribbon, so to speak, but we're going to use 3 of them. That's a very easy number. You can see on, sorry, my eggs keep dropping out here. You see I've woven 3. That's a very easy number to accomplish. Of course, you can put more in there. I've done up to 5 little ribbon strips. And then also, I've used the small bunny. This is the little bunny stamp, and there is a die here. In some of these Easter baskets, I have used crumb cake and stamped crumb cake ink on crumb cake and die cut. My favorite is dark chocolate, so I used, for this one, early espresso ink on early espresso cardstock and die cut. So we're going to use a dark chocolate bunny this time. And the other die that I used was this little bow, and once it's die cut, you can see the little folds in the bow and the little pennant, so that's very pretty. All right, let's get started with the base of this Easter basket. So sometimes you just need a little something to give, and this is fun and easy to make. But you need something for these little eggs and kisses to sit in. So I have made a little base, and this is out of a 3, excuse me, it is 2 3/8 by 5 inches wide. And we're gonna score that, make sure I'm completely in the picture here. We're gonna score that on the long side at 1.5 and also 3.5. If you don't have a Simply Scored, I would highly recommend it. I really enjoy having mine. I can see exactly the measurements that I'm scoring at. I'm going to turn this 180 degrees, and down the long side now I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Now you can also score a 1/2 inch on the other side. If you want to subtract the 2 3/8 minus 1/2, it will be 1 7/8. Or if it's easier, just flip it around and score down the 1/2 inch side. Now we need to kind of cut this in a little box, and on the score lines, if you will cut like a very, very narrow triangle out of at each score line, this helps take the bulk out of the cardstock, so it just lays a lot smoother. So we'll take that out, and one more here at the score line, just a little bit on each score line, and that takes, like I said, the bulk out. The other cut you're going to make, and this is on the ends, on these long score lines, that's going to be your narrow side, and on the outer edge you're going to cut off just a 1/4 inch, and it's easier for me to flip it over on the back to do this side, but there's no right or wrong side to do this on. Either is fine. Okay, so now we can fold this up. If you've got your bone folder, I forgot to pull mine out before I started the video, but you can fold up on each of the score lines, and your choice of adhesive is totally fine here. I like the Tombow just because I can get a small amount, and I'm going to put just a little bit on the insides here and fold my sides up. It's easiest to go ahead and do this and make the base of your card. It needs to just grab hold a little bit. And then we're going to do the other side the same way. Whoops, that is not holding. If you want to use a little bit of tear and tape or the Stampin' Seal Plus, that would be totally a good thing here too. So, all right, I think we've got that stuck now. We'll do it on this side. And again, just apply a little bit of pressure. Sorry, my fingers are in the way, putting pressure on this, but I will get my fingers out of the way here. So it kind of makes like almost a little narrow boat. And the reason we cut these angles here is to hide the basket when we're putting it on. So when we put that basket on, we're going to put it flush up at the bottom, and then you won't see the angles that we've cut. All right, so let's continue to let that dry, and we will weave these little strips of cardstock ribbon. So you're going to just go under and over and continue that under and over on each one of those little cut lines that the die has made. And you can just slide that up at the top. No need to glue it just yet. Now the next thing you can do is, since we went under, we're going to go over this time and under the next one. Just alternate the way you start weaving. And sometimes a take your pick tool is very helpful on getting that done. There we go. And my third one here that we're going to put on here, we're going to come under again. And continue to weave across. And of course you can sit and do this while you're watching television. Just get them die cut before, and then it won't take, the time will go by really fast if you're concentrating on a movie or something like that. And you can get lots of these done. Maybe you'll give them to your school child or grandchild's school class. I know for Sunday school, and I don't think it's just for children. I think an adult getting a little gift like this is always fun. It's nice to have something special. All right, now also we're going to do the same to this side, although I'm not going to do this while you're watching the video here because you see me do one side. I am going to trim these ends off with my paper snips here, just even with the basket. And then if you would like to go and take a little bit of Tombow and put on the edges, you can. I did not, on these first 4 that I made, I did not adhere any adhesive to them, and I haven't had any problem with them staying. Now the other thing we're going to do, I'm going to flip this basket over and just put a little stream of Tombow right near the top edge of the basket to put my grass in. And like I said, I die cut out of Granny Apple Green cardstock here. And I went to the dollar store because I wanted to fill my baskets with a little grass. So I just got crumpled paper, although you could get the plastic grass too. I found this at the dollar store and it matches Granny Apple Green very, very nicely. So the next thing, once you get your basket sides put together, you can just put a little bit of Tombow around your edges here that we folded up, and your basket is going to fit right on top of there. Just make sure that you put it at the edge of your little box. You don't want to go up too high or you'll see the bottom of the box or basket. And you don't want to go down too low because then the basket is going to be sitting on this basket, not the bottom of your box, so to speak. And then I'm not going to take the time to put the other grass and weave the ribbon, cardstock ribbon in, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here right now so that you see how it's going to go put together. And it's going to sit nicely like this. You can come and put the bow on, but first I would suggest filling it with your grass, whatever kind of grass you want to get, or you could even shred papers, cardstock paper. And we've got eggs that you can drop in there. I think I put about 5 eggs. This package had some kisses in it too, so anyway, they got some kisses and eggs. And then you can either use a glue dot or you can use a little, just tiny drop of Tombow to adhere your bow on. You could also use a ribbon bow, but these are nice and easy and it coordinates with the ribbon, the cardstock ribbon that we wove. Put another little piece of Tombow, dot of Tombow, or your glue dots. Those probably would be faster. I'm just so used to using Tombow. And let that dry, and there is your